What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the latest Liverpool transfer news update video, and we will talk about FSG's transfer strategy and what Jurgen Klopp said about that in this video, and also we will talk about the sensational claims that Salah is about to be sold by Liverpool for more than £100 million to Saudi Arabia, and we have not so credible journalists claiming him. So I just want to warn you guys, don't believe everything you read on social media, but I will try to dig up as much relevant and reputable information as possible in this video. So we will cover both topics, and also let me ask you, what's your prediction for the Newcastle-Liverpool game? I think it will be one of the biggest tests of Liverpool, but I'm really looking forward to the Endo, Szoboszlai, McAllister midfield, because I think that has the required amount of energy, dynamism, work rate, physicality, and also running power to get a victory for Liverpool away at Newcastle. But I expect a very tough game. I think a 2-1 victory for Liverpool would be perfect, but I expect Newcastle at home to be very dangerous, and we will look at that game a little bit more in detail as well. But Jurgen Klopp said, and he hinted on Friday in his pre-match press conference, that Liverpool are still looking to sign a centre-back, and he admitted that he accepts he must continue to work within the financial constraints of FSG's strategy, which I think is really sad, because Jurgen Klopp, if we could, he would definitely spend more money, and he said previously that he wanted FSG to take more risks and he wanted FSG to spend more money on transfers. Liverpool have the lowest net spend out of the top 8 teams apart from Brighton, and of course that is because Brighton sold Caicedo for £150 million, but all the other top 8 clubs, 6 of those 7 clubs, other 7 clubs other than Liverpool, have a higher net spend than Liverpool, which I think is a disgrace. It shouldn't be like that, because if we wanted to get back to the title race, if we wanted to challenge Manchester City, we should at least spend as much, but maybe outspend the likes of Arsenal, Manchester United, Tottenham, because we need to get closer and in some cases above them in the table. We need to get above Newcastle, Man United and Arsenal to even challenge Manchester City. And Jurgen Klopp said there was one year when money was less of an issue, because Phil Coutinho went to Barcelona for a crazy 145 million and we could do 2 sensational transfers. He's referring to, of course, the signings of Fabinho, Naby Keita, Alisson. But we always spend over the years when we have to improve. From the team when I arrived here 8 years ago, there is only Joe Gomez left. There has been a lot of business done, and we have had to do it our way. Since I've been here, we have had to live within our means. The club has had to, and of course that doesn't make it easier. The problem is not our situation, it's just in comparison to the other main teams. We have to be on point, we have to be spot on, that's pretty much the thing. There is not a lot of space for failure. Liverpool can't get away with 1 or 2 transfers who don't work out if we spend £50 million on it, because Man City can just chuck them in the bin and sign another £50 million player or a £60-70 million player. Liverpool, on the other hand, can't do that. We cannot put sticks around the area and hope that nobody will run through. That's how it is. I have no problem with that. We do really well, and as long as it is all by the rules, I have no problem with the spending of other clubs. But that's the thing. They aren't playing by the rules. Newcastle and Man City are owned by whole countries, and some of the richest countries in the world. Chelsea are borrowing against their futures, spending like crazy. They spent £1 billion in the past 3 transferring those. I mean, if they can make it work with financial fair play, it's absolutely crazy. Jurgen Klopp also said other teams will do their things, and in the end it's the circumstances. They might be different, but it's all about what you make of it. That's where we try to make a difference. I want to improve the squad, I absolutely do, but I have all the information around and I know what is possible and not possible, and it's not always exactly what I want. So Jurgen Klopp is hinting here, he wants to spend more money. So FSG, give Jurgen Jurgen Klopp that 100 million pounds that is still in Liverpool's budget, because Liverpool bid 111 million pounds for Caicedo and we only spent 60 million of that. So around 95 million is still in the budget for Liverpool. That's the thing. FSG cannot keep up with this increased spending in the Premier League. Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea are now all spending crazy amounts of money, and Liverpool will miss out on a lot of trophies and titles if we don't keep up with these teams. And it's not about signing the most expensive player, it's about signing the right player. Endo, I think, is a fantastic signing, but that needs to be supplemented by another midfielder coming in. Somebody like Gravenberch would be available for 30, 35, 40 million pounds, and left-sided centre-back should have been signed ages ago. Jurgen Klopp said, it's not my job to complain, it's my job to take the team we have at the end of the transfer window and make the best of it, and not sitting here thinking, oh, they have this and they have that player. I'm pretty sure there are always heated discussions in the market, and I can't remember a transfer window where every person was happy with the window we had. Everyone always says we should do this, we should do that, another centre half, another number 6, another number 8, another striker. I was always glad when transfer windows are over. I'm absolutely in it while this window is open. I'm not sure what the percentage of true stories is in the newspapers, but so thank God I'm not in it. But I'm pretty sure there have been times where I've been asked about something, I thought, I don't even know the player. That's a funny story. The only journalist who is really claiming that Salah is getting sold to Saudi Arabia is Rudy Galetti, and he's not really a great source. He's basically spreading misinformation on social media. No other credible source have said that Salah is leaving. Not even an official bid has arrived from Al Ittihad to Salah. So far, at the timing of making this video, which is before the Newcastle game, we can categorically say there is no truth in Liverpool letting Salah leave. But of course, things can change quickly in the transfer window. I think this whole story was an attempt to upset and to destabilize Liverpool before a crucial game against Saudi Arabian-owned Newcastle. So that is a very dirty tactic plotted by Saudi Arabia to unsettle Salah and Liverpool before such a big game. That's my opinion on it, but let me know what is yours in the comments below. I think Jurgen Klopp is basically saying that he would like the owners to spend more money, and I think it's pretty evident. Liverpool now have less than 5 days left in the transfer window. We absolutely have to sign somebody, a midfielder and a left side centre back, and I just don't understand for the life of me why Liverpool left it so late. Not having a brilliant sporting director or somebody who negotiates our transfers like Michael Edwards is the main issue, the main problem. But also Liverpool didn't have a clear strategy for the scenario of Fabinho and Henderson unexpectedly going to Saudi Arabia. But at a top club like Liverpool, you should have screenplays or strategies for every single scenario. And yes, nobody expected Saudi Arabia to arrive to the Premier League with crazy amount of money, crazy wages, crazy transfer fees that they are offering to all kinds of players. But you need to react and you need to have a clear strategy in place. And Liverpool surely had a short list of players that they want to sign. I mean, if FSG sell Mo Salah with just a few days left in the transfer window, there would be absolute riots among the fan base. I just can't see them having the balls to do that. Not even Jurgen Klopp could shield FSG from that. And also, I would only consider selling Salah for like something ridiculous, like 300 million pounds. That's the bare minimum that I would even entertain selling Salah right now. He has still 2 years left on his contract. He's at the peak of his powers. But because of how fast the transfer market inflates and how crazy these transfer fees are getting, I mean, you are now seeing like very good but not like amazingly world class midfielders going for 115 million pounds. And basically the spending is almost limitless among the top clubs in the Premier League. Liverpool holding place at the top long term with FSG in charge isn't possible unless you have a manager like Jurgen Klopp. But Jurgen Klopp will be at Liverpool for another 3 years. We absolutely should maximize these next 3 years in terms of give Jurgen Klopp the most amazing squad that he can work with. But that's the thing, if FSG are not even backing Jurgen Klopp, literally the best possible manager to have at Liverpool, then they surely won't back the guy who comes after Jurgen Klopp. And the Liverpool fans will want FSG to sell Liverpool definitely 100% if again Liverpool don't finish in the top 4. I think the minimum aim should be finish in the top 4 and win a trophy. We are again selling ourselves short. Liverpool are selling themselves short if we don't bring in at least another centre-back and another midfielder. And we made this mistake before, twice in the past 3 years, in the 2020 summer transfer window and in the 2022 summer transfer window. In 2020 we didn't sign a centre-back, in 2022 we didn't sign a midfielder who could properly help Liverpool, and the rest is history. We had 2 disastrous seasons in the past 3 seasons, and I'm afraid if Liverpool don't make a proper brilliant signing or 2 in the last few days of this transfer window, then we are about to face another really tricky season. FSG run Liverpool like a business, not like a top football club. Other clubs are run like competitors, like they are trying to build the best squad possible. Look at Arsenal. After almost winning the title and finishing second, they spent 250 million on their new team, new squad, new players, and they of course don't look that much better than last season, but the season is long, and what if Endo gets injured? Who will play defensive midfield then? Florian Plettenberg is also reporting in the German media that Piero Hincapié, a target for Liverpool for that centre-back spot, is not for sale this window. Bayer Leverkusen started the Bundesliga season brilliantly. They have 2 wins from 2 games, and Bayern Leverkusen definitely wants to keep Hincapié. He's a key player for Xabi Alonso, so there is no price tag for Liverpool. They don't really want to sell, so we need to move on and target other players. Liverpool needed a massive rebuild, so our net spend being lower than anybody but Brighton in the top 8 is an absolute disgrace. And FSG, if they don't have the money to help Liverpool properly rebuild, they should just sell the club and get out. I'm absolutely fed up and tired of this. Imagine what Jurgen Klopp could do with a budget of just another 40 or 50 million. Just one great talented player in every year of Jurgen Klopp's tenure would definitely resulted in almost twice as many trophies as what Jurgen Klopp have won. I'm pretty much convinced of that, because there were so many seasons where we just needed one more player in the squad to help us. This is incredibly frustrating. What is really super frustrating is it seems like Liverpool are almost the only club who are working to make FFP. We are seemingly the only club who are concerned about playing by the rules of financial fair play. I mean, no other top club is spending money like they want to comply with financial fair play, and that's so annoying and so infuriating and frustrating. And Jurgen Klopp himself said that we will need to be lucky with injuries. You have to prepare for the worst case scenario, and Liverpool are again not doing that, because we didn't get lucky with injuries last season. Look, that was the worst Liverpool season on Jurgen Klopp. We didn't get lucky with injuries 3 seasons ago, where we lost all of our centre-back, and that was also a disastrous season where we almost missed out on the top 4. Again, to put it down to luck, whether Liverpool have a successful season or not, is an absolute disgrace. The strategy of FSG is to get lucky with injuries and not having proper reinforcements, great backup players. At what point does the finger need to be pointed at Jurgen Klopp? Is some fans are asking that. But what more can Jurgen Klopp do than officially and publicly complain about FSG not making enough transfers, FSG not spending enough money, FSG not giving him big enough squad, FSG not taking more risks in the transfer market. He all said these things that he would wish FSG to do. I mean, he can't publicly go out and criticize the owners, and because he's not that kind of man, also he wants what's best for Liverpool, and what's best for Liverpool is if Jurgen Klopp stays as our manager. And if Jurgen Klopp publicly confronted the owners and called them out, he would be out of the job, and then it would be an absolute disaster for Liverpool. We have an interim sporting director, Jörg Schmatke, and yet the Liverpool CEO, Billy Hogan, is negotiating transfer deals. So why did we bring in this interim sporting director? Also, where is the Caicedo money? Where is the money that we bid for Lavia? We bid 60 million for Lavia. We bid 111 million for Caicedo. Where is that money? I mean, I just don't understand it. There are one or two players that Liverpool can identify who could help us and who are good enough for Liverpool. Don't tell me that we are not spending money because we are not seeing players worth getting in the transfer market. That's absolute nonsense. Liverpool have so few players in defense and in midfield. Again, Konate is injured for the Newcastle game, and we are already shaking with worry that Matip or Gomez will put a disastrous performance in, and Newcastle will exploit any of those two centre backs and get a victory against Liverpool. Surely this early in the season we shouldn't be worried about one player getting injured. Relying on injury-prone players like Konate, that didn't work. Yes, now we have a midfield who is not injury-prone. Endo, McAllister, Szoboszlai. Great. But we can't expect them to play all 38 games in the Premier League season. And the backups are not as good. And I keep saying, if Endo gets injured, or if Endo needs a rest, or if he's suspended, then what? Who will play defensive midfield? Fabrizio Romano said Liverpool's strategy for the last week of the transfer window is to look for opportunities. Liverpool are still working to find a good option and a good deal in the final days. Nothing is clear in terms of names yet, but the eternal discussions are ongoing over potential signings. Liverpool would like to sign another midfielder and a new centre-back, but it depends on the opportunities. Of course, Ryan Gravenberch and Cheick Doucouré have both been linked with moves to Anfield. My hope is that we will get an amazing deal or two over the line before the transfer window slams shut. We absolutely have to. Jurgen Klopp has asked for it. The Liverpool fan base asked for it. Please, FSG, deliver, because if you put a proper defensive structure behind this attacking midfield department that Liverpool have, then we can be extremely successful, because Liverpool have a lot of goals in them. But we need defensive security, and that's my hope that Liverpool can find the deals in the remaining few days of the transfer window. But now let's focus on the Newcastle game. I'm really looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.